Ready to go, Miss Ellen? There we go. Okay. Well, hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is Harlequin Murray. I am your co-host this evening, as I usually am every Monday night. Um, and I get the honor and pleasure of introducing our host, Miss Ellen Winn. And for those of you who are new here this evening or you don't know her, well, first off, if you're new here, welcome. We're excited to get to know you and excited to see you have some success with our company. But anyways, Ellen has a varied background. She grew up on her family's farm in Dallas, Georgia, and was in that or lives on that property still today, but she has a huge range of experiences. She worked in the restaurant industry for many years, worked her way up through the Domino's organization, and was a manager over most of the stores in Georgia. And she was also a training manager with them. So she got a lot of training experience, which we get to take advantage of. But she also has been in a couple of different network marketing companies. She has a currently a limousine company and a insurance company. But she's also been a very good friend of mine, as she reminded me today, of 20 years. It's kind of a running joke with us. But anyways, without further ado, Miss Ellen, you want to go ahead and take it away?
Sure, thank you, Harlequin. Yep, time flies when you're having fun. Today I reached out to a friend that, oh my gosh, we've known each other since our mid-teens, and I hadn't talked to her in ages. And I'm driving down the road and I'm going, I'm going to do a better job of reaching out to people that are really important in my life. And I picked up the phone, called, and we talked on the phone for 2 hours. I was not calling her about business. I was just calling to talk about life. And it was a great conversation. So stay in touch with people. You never know where folks are in life and when that opportunity is going to be right. With Harlequin, I introduced her to DAC 6 years ago, and timing was not right at the time, but a year later, she decided that it was a good fit. So here she is now. I've been with DAC for 7 years. Harlequin got signed up directly through me a year later, and wow, we've had some fun stuff happen in our business. I say our business because since I enrolled Harlequin as an agent, everything in her business, which is thousands of agents, is also in my business. And that's one of the things that I love about this business model. So I've got a few slides put together tonight, and I want to remind everyone, we do these calls every Monday night with giving you an opportunity to ask any questions. DAC does a great job Monday through Friday from 11:30 until noon or sometimes a little bit later, doing pro tips on our services, recruiting, payment processing, and agent updates. But many of you are probably working during the day and not available to watch that live, therefore get your questions answered live. So this call on Monday nights with us gives you an opportunity to ask any questions that you have. If you're running into any challenges or anything of that nature, then we're here to answer your questions, okay? But let me go through the slides, and then again, if you have any questions, we're going to go to a Q&A session at the end of the presentation, okay? So let me get us in the slideshow mode. There we go. Awesome. And I already see something that I didn't do, but you'll never know. Okay. All right. I'm going to start out the first slide. DAC. What is DAC all about? It's the same business that I signed up for 7 years ago. DAC is in the funding space. And when I first saw this opportunity where there's an alternative solution to help business owners get funding, I knew firsthand how that felt as a business owner. As Harlequin said, I've been in the restaurant industry for many years, 8.5 years with Domino's Pizza Corporate. When I left them, I had been an operations director and a regional training director for the entire state of Georgia. That meant 74 corporate stores were under my leadership. I left, started my own restaurant, and at one point, I went from one restaurant to owning a second restaurant, and that's when I needed funding. When I reached out to my local bank, they were able to loan portion of the money that I needed for that expansion, but I couldn't get everything that I needed. So I ended up pulling money out of my 401k. And guess what? I paid penalties on that and I never put that money back into my 401k. Many business owners struggle with that same dilemma today. So that's where DAC really resonated with me when I first saw this opportunity 7 years ago. But nothing has changed other than our offering has gotten much better. Our team of lenders that we're partnered with has gotten much better. Our processes have gotten much better. And our team as a whole has gotten much better because now DAC has 10 years experience behind them because they're a 10-year-old company. I've been here 7 years, but you guys are in the right place. If this is the first time you've joined us, let me do a real quick recap of what we're going to go through. Why DAC is awesome and why I love it, and you should too, because there's no license required. It's free to start. There's no entry barrier whatsoever. You can earn daily pay if you're getting those funding clients or your team is getting funding clients because you can earn team overrides too. And for me, the fact that it's home-based business is imperative because I live in my own little piece of paradise out here on a portion of the family farm that I grew up on. And I love the freedom of walking out my back door and pacing around, talking on the phone, walking around my swimming pool, or walking out to my lake as I'm talking to clients on the phone, or just sitting out on the porch enjoying all of the beautiful things that nature has provided for me. But the main thing is flexible on business, online business, and that it's scalable. It's scalable because when you build a team, you have the ability to leverage your income. You plus your team makes a money machine. And if, for example, with our commission structure, if you help a business get $80,000 funding, you personally, then you're going to earn about $3,200, typically about 4% of the funded amount. If you have a frontline agent that does the same, they help a client get $80,000, then they're going to earn 3,200, and you are going to earn an additional 320 up to $1,600 on top of what DAC paid your frontline agent. So considering that, where you can get commission checks without having to get personal clients on your own, how many agents do you want? 10, 50? You can do the math and multiply the numbers if you have producing agents, and producing agents are key. So that leads me into top recruiters, and this is for the week of June 2nd through June 8th, the last 7 days. In first place, again, we had Ben Randalls. Ben, you're killing it. He's got some great content that he's got out there online and has recruited 14 new agents for that week. Congratulations in first place. In second place, we have Pamela Warnock, DAC Funding Solutions. She had 4 new agent recruits for the week. In third place, a tie between myself and DeAnthony Thomas. We each had 3 new agents for the week. And in fifth place, we had Samaj Financial Services. JC, glad to see you on the leaderboard. JC had 2 new agent recruits for the week. So congratulations to everyone on leaderboard. If your name's not on there and you had a recruit, you had to have 2 or more to be named. Many people on the team had 1 recruit. Many of you probably had conversations, but just didn't get someone across the finish line. So keep having those conversations because it's just a matter of time before you will also be named on the leaderboard. Okay. Now, if you're recruiting, you're talking to people, 3 things that those new agents need to complete. So let's make sure that they're reading their welcome letter. You're pointing them back to that because sometimes they go in the spam folder and your new agent doesn't even see that welcome letter. How do we know that? Well, they either don't get opened or they never log into their back office. So encourage them to read, save their welcome letter. If you have not talked to that new agent personally to introduce yourself before they signed up, maybe they found you online, you'd made a post or something, make sure you reach out and introduce yourself. Even if you're new and are timid about being a leader for them, you still need to say, hey, welcome to the team. You signed up through my personal enroller link and I'm here to help. I'm pretty new too, but any questions that you have, feel free to ask and I'll point you in the right direction. That pointing in the right direction could simply be saying, hey, Ellen, or hey, Harlequin, I've got a new agent and they're asking me this question. Can you help? Guess what? We're going to do that. If I have a new agent reach out on behalf of another new agent, and they're asking questions, I'm going to say, hey, yeah, I'm happy to answer those questions, but let's do this. Let's do a three-way call so that I can answer those questions for both of you. Okay. That way I'm making best use of my time and I'm making sure that both new people are hearing the exact same information directly from me. Okay. Number two, reading the welcome letter. Number two is watching the Getting Started in Funding videos in the Agent Resource Center. And then once they've done that, completing the game plan. That game plan can be completed with you as the enroller. We encourage you doing that because that gives you an opportunity to get to know that new agent. But the video is set up so agents can go through that on their own if they're not actively working directly with an enroller. This came out from our newsletter from DAC. And I just want to go through and highlight a few things here because many people don't open that. It's going into their spam folder and they're not even seeing this. So I want to bring awareness to the updates that went out in the corporate newsletter. Updates and improvements that we talk about that go into the funding video in the Agent Resource Center. There's a new funding training module added. So you want to make sure that you go there. It's broken up, it's edited, and you can kind of go through the video and see what it is you're looking for specifically, but talks about why the need for funding, who the ideal clients are, the DAC funding platform, outreach scripts, and common objections. So really, it is a one-stop, most answers to anything you need to know about funding in that one video. So if you haven't reviewed it yet, it's about 90 minutes long, so you need to go in, take time to watch it, take notes, and get yourself set up for success, okay? Talking about funding, they went through these examples last Wednesday, put it out in the newsletter, but want to bring that back around to you because a lot of times we have so much information coming at us, we can't keep up with it. And I'm sure somebody on here right now is going, oh yeah, I heard that and I forgot about it. So these are great testimonials where you can take one of these testimonials and make a daily post on your social media. You know, today you could say, today my company helped an adult memory care facility get access to $65,000 in working capital so that they could purchase extra beds and equipment for expansion. Okay, you can put it into your own words, right? Tomorrow, make another post. Today, our company helped an event center get a $12,000 funding for urgent payroll support. Or you could turn it into the headline of, hey, we helped a company with payroll support. Event center got $12,000 when they were in a pinch. So you can take these numbers and put it into your own terms. But this is a great testimonial for you to be posting on social media. Okay. Here's 80,000, 105, 35,000, 70,000, 9,000. Katie is on my team. Congratulations, Katie, on that $9,000 in working capital. I believe that was a line of credit draw. So good job on everyone who got recognized on their testimonials. Okay. And last but not least on the slides, a reminder, Monday through Friday, like I said, opening, there is a Zoom, a pro tips Zoom for all agents at daczoom.com, 11:30 Eastern time, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And then 2 nighttime business opportunity presentations at night on Tuesday night and Thursday night. Those are at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. Tuesdays are with David and McGuire, and then Thursday is should be Wade and Nick. We're going to be changing those up from time to time, but that's the lineup right now. And again, all of these Zooms are at daczoom.com. Okay, I'm going to come off a screen share here and go to any questions that you guys have. Harlequin, if there's anything that that I didn't touch on that you feel is pertinent, feel free to speak up. Or if there's
Well,
something in the
well,
chat that
I
we
think
need to address.
you covered most of it. One thing, just a reminder to everybody, make sure that you are logging into your back office because I know there's a bunch of people who are up for renewal. So you want to make sure that you do that so you continue to get your commissions and so that your websites are up and running.
Harlequin, how many times do you log into your back office each day?
Personally, about 10.
And what are you looking for when you do that?
I'm looking to see if there's any new agents on the team so I can try and welcome them, and also to look and see if there are any new fundings on the team or any other clients that get posted.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So guys, if you have one person on your team, you need to log in because the only activity that you get notified of by DAC directly is your personal activity. That means if you personally have a funding client or if you personally recruit a new agent. Anything below that personally new that let's say you recruit Susan and Susan, you're going to get an email saying that you have a new agent. It's going to give you Susan's name, phone number, and email address. But if Susan goes and recruits someone, you don't get notified. Susan gets the notification email that she's recruited a new agent. So you're not going to know there's any activity in your team below what you personally do if you don't log into your back office. So Harlequin's right. You need to be logging into the back office to see if there's any updates. We have updates on the dashboard there when you first log in, that renewal process that she talked about. And also, you're going to get prompted periodically to update your password. So make sure that you're logging in on a regular basis to see what's happening there in your back office, okay? And don't miss out on a renewal date or some big announcement that you may have overlooked an email on, okay? All right, well, look, if we
Ray
don't have anything in
has
the
her
chat
hand
or
up.
questions, we will adjourn here. Great evening, Lisa, absolutely.
Yeah, Ray has her hand up, Ellen.
Okay, hey, Ray, how are you doing tonight?
Can you hear me, Ella?
I can hear you fine. You sound great.
Thank you. Good evening to everybody. So I do have a question, and this may have been answered before, but I just want to clarify. So when the LMS certification comes out, is that going to be a cost or no cost
No,
for
it's
that?
free. And LMS, for everyone else, LMS is Learning Management System, which is our mandatory training platform that new agents are going to be forced to go through so they get certified and will actually know what they're talking about instead of just sending out links from their welcome letter. They'll have to go through some training. We'll all have to go through that, but it is 100% on DAC, just like the business is. They're providing the tools and the information, the website, and access to the training free of charge. So great question. Thanks for that. Is there something else, Ray?
That's pretty much it. That's what I want to know. I just want to make sure. That's all. Thank you.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. You're always so good to ask questions that are pertinent to most people on the Zoom, if not all. So thank you for that. Okay, anybody else, or we will wrap up. I like keeping these shorter so you can make good use of your Monday evening. Hey, we're getting out of here early. If you've not already gone through that funding training, I encourage you to do that. And then remember, tomorrow we got those live business presentations. So go through your chicken list. Who's that? Well, that's people that you know. And every time there's a business opportunity presentation, you're thinking to yourself, man, if only John or Karen or Robbie or whoever could see this, I know they would tear this business up. That's your chicken list, because that's someone that you know would be good for DAC, but you haven't contacted them yet. So, excuse me, go through the recruiting scripts. We've got passive means of doing that, which is sending out text messages. My favorite method of doing that is just reaching out to them and having a quick conversation. And for example, Harlequin, say Harlequin, I call her up. Hey, Harlequin, how's it going? She responds, we chit chat for a minute and say, listen, I don't have a lot of time. I just got a quick question for you. Do you keep your options open for making extra money outside of what you're currently doing? And Harlequin's going to go yes or no, or maybe, depends what you got. And I'm going to say, well, listen, I've got some information I want to share with you. It may or may not be a good fit, but it will only take you a few minutes to check it out. Okay. That can be sending your partner link, or it could be tomorrow night. Well, tomorrow night at 7:30, I'm working with this company that I'm super excited about. We're looking for sharp people, and you came to mind on that. I'm glad you're open to making extra money. Tomorrow night, our founder is going to be going over some information about our company and our opportunity. Would you be able to join us at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time? Find out if they're available. If they are, say, great. Well, listen, I've got a link. I'll send you to a live Zoom. I'm going to send that to you tomorrow afternoon before the Zoom starts so that you can join us. And by the way, if you know of anybody else that might be open to making extra money, feel free to share that link and invite them as well. Okay. That's how I handle those invites. I don't send the link right now. If the presentation is tomorrow, I have it on a follow-up list and I send it to them maybe an hour before the presentation. Hey, just reminding you, in an hour, we're doing that live presentation with our company founder. Blah, blah, blah. Don't give a bunch of information. Here's what I find. If you give people too much information about what you're doing, most people will make a decision without having all of the information. And I remember this example years ago when I was in a training class. The trainer on the front of the stage said, guys, how many of you would jump out of an airplane without a parachute? And nobody in the room raised their hand. And he started laughing and he said, yeah, y'all are like the typical audience. He said, none of you asked me how far off of the ground the plane was, right? He said, would it make a difference? And would any of you raise your hand if you knew that that plane was still sitting on the runway? And all of us started cracking up. We're laughing. And now we're raising our hands that we would jump out of that plane for $1 million, right? We might twist an ankle or even have a broken bone, but $1 million would probably pay for that recovery, right? No further than that would be. So that's what happens when you start giving bits and pieces of what it is that we're doing without them having the full business presentation. Sometimes people will make a preconceived judgment on what it is. For example, if you're saying, hey, I'm in the funding business and I'm looking for people to help business owners get funding. I know that's one of the things that we teach, but just keep in mind what I just said, because unless you're talking to the right person that's already got a book of business in the B2B space and is definitely leaning towards working with business owners, then you may have someone that says, no, just because they can't imagine themselves in the funding business or it's foreign to them. So those type people, just be very generic in that invite and let the presentation do the recruiting for you instead of giving them bits and pieces of information where they may make a preconceived judgment. Okay, hope that helps you for the night. Guys, have a great evening. Hope to see you on our Zooms tomorrow, 11:30, and then our recruiting call tomorrow night at 7:30. Have a blessed evening. Take care, everyone. Good night.